welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figure. Now there are actually I think two different versions of this figure, but I think I have the actual the one that just has like a couple of accessories, but then there's like another one I think that has like a different like face sculpture and I think like other accessories too. And I think that one has the more accurate look as far as like the actual gadgets he gets, like the batarangs. But this one, I think, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing to myself, is more actually close to the Batman Beyond like figure that I would have preferred to myself, you know. So I am excited about picking this on up. And I used to be always a huge fan, and still am a huge fan of the Batman Beyond like series, because I actually have the whole entire series right here on DVD. This is the first season. Then I had the second season. Then I also have the third season too as well. Then I also have Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, like the animated movie. Oh, I remember, I thought this was so awesome. I couldn't wait to see this when they had originally had announced it, that they were bringing the Joker back in the future. So I always thought that was cool. But yeah, I've always been like a huge fan of the character, so I'm going to get into this right now. So as you can see, there's the figure on the inside with the accessories, and it does just say Batman Beyond. Even on the side, Batman Beyond. And of course you have an image of the figure itself on the background, and it says collect them all. Open this on up. Now this figure has like a dynamic posing stand that comes with it. And as you can see, they have it attached to it right there in the car. Because I only have one other figure from McFarlane Toys that has like a dynamic type stand. I think it's the one I have for my Superman. And as usual, McFarlane Toys gives you like the collectible card with their DC Multiverse figures. And this right here has an image of the Batman Beyond. But it's actually like the figure itself, because usually these are like artwork comic book based cards with images from the comic books. Whereas this actually has like the figure on it, I'm noticing. Now the scripture on the back, as you know, they always give you the origins. It says real name, Terry McGinnis, and his height is 6 foot, and his weight is 198 pounds. Now, I'm surprised Terry weighs that much, because he's only 6 foot. So that's kind of surprising that his weight is 198 pounds. He actually weighs more than I do, and I'm 6'2", so that's kind of surprised. Now, it says Terry McGinnis was just an ordinary teenager until his father was mysteriously killed. Suspecting foul play, Terry meets an older, bitter Bruce Wayne and learns a secret hidden for decades. When Bruce refuses to help, Terry steals and dons a high-tech, tricked-out bat suit in a quest to avenge his father's death as Batman. So yeah, that was that scripture, of course, you know, of Terry. That's awesome. And as usual, McFarlane Toys, well, not as usual. This is actually, like I said before, my second time having a figure from McFarlane Toys that comes with this kind of a stand. Because I know that the Superman Action Comics issue 1000, I think that's what it was, they had this too. And I still have my Superman actually posed on this, like a flight pose. But as you can see, this says DC. Has like this look like, you know, where you can see through it. I think that's awesome. Thing about these two, you can actually still put your figure on these two as well, because they have like the peg on it. So if you just want the figure like standing like in a pose, you can just like put them on it. But then you also have this right here, which you would take, and this has like the adjustable like neck thing. Let me see if I can turn it. And it look like they are very like sturdy too. They don't feel like they will break on you, you know. Of course, you know, you have to open this on up too. But you know, this will go right inside the thing like this. It will just slide right on in. When you look at it, you can see it, like you put it under and it just slides right on in. I'm trying to see if I got it right. Yeah, and there it is. Voila! I think these are some cool stands though, no joke. I wish McFarlane Toys actually sold these like by themselves. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, there's the Batman Beyond figure from McFarlane Toys. So I'm going to just measure him. And he's almost 8 inches if you count his ears, but he's over 7 inches. So what I'm gonna do first is talk about the articulation and the likeness to the character. Now, like I heard before and actually seen it, there is another Batman Beyond like figure, but this one has like a more like, I believe from what they're saying, it's actually based more like on the comic book version of Batman Beyond, whereas this is actually more accurate to the cartoon itself. So as you can see, this is how it actually looks. Because there's no question even I would have preferred his face where you can see like his mouth. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is awesome though. I like that this is done pretty good. This is probably one of my favorite McFarlane Toys figures now, you know. He even has a symbol on him. Looks like his gauntlets and so on. And it's a simple figure, I guess, because it's painted like a solid black, you know. I notice he also has these wings on him too. Now I must admit, this ray I wish, you know, was like kind of like a separate piece. I wish we were able to take these on off, but you can like retract them too, you know, that they're on the stand. So let me see if I can do it. And they seem kind of sturdy too, you know. They don't seem too fragile. So you can like raise like his wings up like that. So I think that's kind of cool. It would have been awesome if you can take these on off too, you know. But I think that's still pretty cool. Now he does stand too as well. If you get him just right, he will stand. But if you look right here too, on these sides of the wings, he has like these slot things too. And these are for putting like his arms in there, where you can actually have the wings like raised up. I think I can show it right quick. If you look right on the back of his gauntlets, he has like these things right there that hook into the actual wings, and he has it on each arm. And that's how it actually look once you if you haven't plugged in just right. Like this one came loose. You can see they go out like the back of it right there. That's how you can actually keep these like hooked on to like his wings. So I think that's a cool feature they have right there. Now Terry's head can turn this way, left, right. He can look up. He can look down a lot too. And his arms can be bent like this too. So he does have a good articulation. As usual with the McFarlane Toys figures. So you can bend the arms, you can do the split. Leg can go up, he has a bend in the knee. And so on. So as usual, he's very like articulated. I do believe McFarlane Toys has some of the best articulation like in their figures. Let's try to get him to stand. Now I want to move on to the accessories that come with the McFarlane Toys Batman Beyond figure. And these right here are the actual, I forget what you call these, like the flame blasters that blast out of his shoes as he's like flying. As you can see, they have like a peg on it where you can actually hook him into his feet. Because what you would do is if you look under Terry, you can see right here under his feet that he has like the pegs for these. So what you would do is just take this right here, stick it in. You can have these like on the bottom of his feet. And then they also have the other thing we're gonna do too, which actually gives the effect of it's like actually shooting out two blasts or something. That's kind of cool. Then you also take the other one and plug it in too as well. So that's how it actually looks. So it looks like Terry's actually flying. I must admit that is cool. That's probably how I'll be displaying this, you know. Once you have Terry with the blasters on his feet, the propelled blasters, forget what you call those. It looks really awesome. Now there's no question, this is probably how I'll be actually displaying them most of the time, because that's how I actually have my Superman figure, like constantly in flight pose. So I think that is awesome that they gave us the option to be able to do that, you know, like McFarlane Toys, that's cool. Now I want to move on to like the last few accessories that come with the Batman Beyond figure. And this right here is this actual batarang. Like a red batarang. Then he has two alternate hands, like a left and right. These look like gripping hands too, as you can see. They're like the same kind of hand, but left and right. I think they're for like the batarang. Come see if I can try. Yeah, cause you can't get it in there, you know. Cause whereas these hands right here actually have like claw hands. These are like claw hands. So I don't think he's really for holding the battery. You probably can put him in there though. Okay, that's the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figure. This figure is awesome, superb. If you're a fan of Batman Beyond, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. The likeness to Batman Beyond, it's actually based more like on the actual animated version. Kind of they had like the comic book version too as well, and that's the other one that has like another figure I'm hearing about too as well. So I think they did a pretty good job on it. You know, I like that you can put them in these flight poses and so on. And I think the paint style on this figure was done there pretty good too as well. I wish you were able to move like the wings off him, like take his wings off, but it still is okay though. Now, like I mentioned before, I was still am a huge Batman Beyond fan. I actually have the complete series right here on DVD. Like here's Batman Beyond Season 1. Then also have Season 2. And I also have Season 3 too as well. And also have the movie Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Also have this too as well. It's on DVD. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this one up. So this is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figure. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well. Dun, 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 dun.